Well, into today's deep dive, I'm your host. And why do brilliant theories of governance usually just fall apart the second they hit the real world?
Hi, everyone. I'm your expert for today. And yeah, it's a huge problem. You see this master plan, it looks incredible on paper, and then the actual execution is, well, a total disaster.
Right. Today, we are opening up a stack of notes on Chapter 11, implementing the Diamond Framework. Our mission is decoding how institutions can actually turn that abstract theory into an operational reality.
Exactly. The shift here is moving from simply understanding what a well-functioning organization looks like,
Yeah.
to the mechanics of how you actually build it day by day using an 8-stage toolkit.
It's kind of like finally getting the step-by-step assembly instructions after staring at a picture of a finished Lego set for years, right?
That is exactly what it's like. But, well, you can't just build the set without knowing if the pieces actually fit.
Yeah, that makes sense. The framework breaks this down, but I think it helps to look at it in two halves. Like the first four stages, task, plan, develop, implement, they read pretty much like standard project management.
They do, but the magic really happens in the final four stages. Assess, reflect, learn, and character. That's where you stop building and start measuring.
Because a system without metrics is basically just a wish list.
Precisely. Every single stage needs a measurable output. In the task stage, your metric isn't some vague goal. It requires defined success criteria.
Right. And for implement, you aren't just measuring effort, you need on-time execution.
Exactly. And when you get to learn, just writing out a post-mortem report isn't enough. The metric there is a demonstrable behavioral adjustment in the very next cycle.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit. I have to push back on that final stage. Character. I mean, is a concept like character really something you can measure on a spreadsheet? Or is that just corporate buzzword bingo?
It definitely sounds like corporate speak until you see how they actually measure it in the source material.
Yeah.
Character in this framework isn't just some slogan on a lobby wall.
Yeah, nobody reads those anyway.
Right. It's actually observable over time. You measure it through the long-term integrity of your data, the reliability of your execution, and, well, a culture of transparent accountability.
So it is the ultimate output of the entire cycle, repeating honestly.
Yes. But, knowing your metrics doesn't matter if no one is actually checking them or if they only check them once a decade.
Good point. Who actually holds the stopwatch here?
The sources call this rhythmic coherence. Basically, you need layered cadences to maintain momentum, daily micro-assessments to catch immediate issues.
Well, like quick daily check-ins.
Exactly. Then weekly plan adjustments to keep the team agile, and an annual full-cycle review to evaluate who the institution is actually becoming.
And to execute that rhythm, the framework dictates some very specific team structures, right?
Okay.
Ones with built-in friction.
Yes, you need roles that actively push against each other.
It's kind of like a band where everyone plays a distinct instrument. I mean, if the implementation manager is the drummer keeping the beat, the assessment officer is the sound engineer, ensuring it actually sounds good.
That's a great way to look at it. Or think of the implementation manager as a chef trying to get food out fast, and the assessment officer is the health inspector making sure nothing is undercooked.
Oh, wow, yeah. They have to be completely independent of each other or the system fails, and then you add a character steward to maintain the broader institutional ethos.
Right. Those distinct roles prevent the system from grading its own homework. It forces objective reality right into the daily workflow.
So let's look at how this plays out in reality. The notes detail a municipal water project in a mid-sized city. The task was highly specific, reducing non-revenue water loss from 40% to 25%.
Right. So they plan by mapping pipes, they develop by training staff and running pilot zones.
They implement by rolling out the repairs, and they assess by comparing the monthly data.
But during the reflect stage, they don't just look at the repaired pipes. They dig into the operational data and spot a massive systemic bottleneck.
Wait, really? Where was the bottleneck?
The delays weren't happening in the trenches. They were happening because of severe procurement delays back at City Hall.
Ah, so the problem wasn't the crews fixing the pipes. It was the bureaucracy approving the budget for the wrenches.
Exactly. They realized they had to fix the machine that fixes the pipes. By the time they reached the learn stage, they completely revised their internal procurement timelines.
By fixing an internal administrative process to solve an external infrastructure issue, they create what the sources call an inside-out triad.
Yes, that's a crucial concept here. It means they successfully aligned three distinct elements: internal policy, staff execution, and public outcome.
The framework demands all three work in concert. So the end result isn't just repaired infrastructure. The city actually develops institutional technical pride and transparency.
Which proves that character is forged through execution. It replaces performative governance with a continuous loop of reality testing.
Meaning an organization is forced to confront its actual results rather than hiding behind a beautifully written strategic plan. So the Diamond Framework isn't a theoretical utopia. It's a daily, measurable discipline you can apply to your own teams to build genuine competence.
It really is. It takes that abstract theory and makes it a daily habit.
Which leaves you with this final provocative thought to mull over. If an institution's character is ultimately just the sum of its repeated operational cycles, what does your organization's daily rhythm say about who it is fundamentally becoming?